Have you ever looked at someone and thought, man, they just have all the luck, like the universe is somehow on their side? Well, what if I told you it's not about luck at all? What if it's a law, just like gravity? We're going to dive into this fascinating idea, the law of manifestation, which basically says what you think, you become.
So let's start with the big question, right? What is the universe's secret? How do some people just seem to win almost effortlessly while the rest of us are working so hard?
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. You know the people I'm talking about. They're not always the loudest or the busiest, but they just succeed. It's like the world quietly rearranges itself for them.
They just pull in money, power, this incredible confidence.
And opportunities?
They just seem to fall right into their laps. It really does feel like they've got some kind of cosmic cheat code, doesn't it?
Well, the answer to this whole mystery isn't a secret handshake or random chance. It comes down to a single, powerful, universal principle, and it's called the law of manifestation. Understanding this is literally the key to everything.
All right, so we've put a name to it, the law of manifestation. But what does that actually mean? Let's get into our next section and really break down how this powerful law works.
Okay, so the law of manifestation isn't some hocus-pocus magic trick. Think a bit more like a law of physics. It simply states that whatever you consistently think about, whatever you genuinely feel, and what you truly deep down believe, that is what becomes your actual reality. It's predictable.
Now this right here, this is probably the most important distinction to understand. The universe doesn't really care about the positive words you say. It responds to your frequency, your vibe, your energy. Think of it like a radio. You can't just say you want to listen to a rock station, you have to actually tune your radio to that frequency. If your internal frequency is tuned to doubt and worry, that's the only song you're going to hear.
And this quote just nails it. If your internal state, your personal broadcast, is constantly sending out signals of doubt, fear, and not having enough, well, the universe is just a giant mirror. It's going to reflect that signal right back at you. You get more of what you are, not just what you say you want.
Okay, so that's the theory. Pretty mind-blowing stuff. But theory is one thing. How do we actually put this into practice? In our next section, we're going to get into the 4 essential rules you need to know to start shaping your own reality on purpose.
Think of these 4 rules as your instruction manual, your step-by-step guide to using this law consciously, instead of just letting it happen to you by default. First up, and this is totally non-negotiable, is clarity. You have got to know exactly what you want.
You know, a goal like, I want to be rich, is just way too fuzzy. The universe can't work with that. You need to ask yourself the tough questions. How rich? Down to the number. How are you going to get there? What does that lifestyle actually look like and feel like every single day? Specificity is your superpower here.
And now for rule number 2, which is the absolute bedrock of this whole process, belief. I love how this slide puts it. Before convincing the universe, you have to convince yourself. If there's even a tiny part of you that thinks, nah, this isn't possible, you're sending out a mixed signal, and the whole thing just grinds to a halt. Rule number 3 is where you pour gasoline on the fire. It's emotion plus visualization. It is not enough to just think about your goal. You have to feel it in your bones like it's already happened. Close your eyes, imagine it's real, and let those feelings of excitement, gratitude, and confidence just wash over you. That powerful combo, that's the trigger. That's what activates the whole process.
And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most misunderstood rule of all, action.
This is such a huge misconception. The law of manifestation does not mean you just sit on your couch and wait for $1 million to fall from the ceiling. The universe will absolutely meet you halfway. It's going to send you opportunities, little signs, and brilliant ideas. But it's your job, your responsibility, to see them and to get up and walk the path. You still have to do the work. So what does that action actually look like? Well, it starts with consciously changing your thoughts. It means changing the words you use. No more I can't. It means changing your daily habits so they line up with your goal. And, this is a big one, it means putting some distance between you and the people who drain your energy and pull you down. Your environment is everything. So we've covered the law and we've covered the rules. Now, in this last part, let's bring it all home and talk about what this means for you right now. The real question is, what are you constantly broadcasting to the universe?
You have to remember this. Your existence is not some cosmic accident. You did not end up here by chance. Your mind and your personal energy are incredibly powerful tools. You are literally an architect of your own reality, whether you know it or not.
And that's really the bottom line. It all starts up here, in your head. The moment you truly gain control over your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs, that is the exact moment you gain control over your life.
So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought to chew on.